My wife is months away from PhD in molecular biology. I totally approve of higher education, no problem. But I don't think that blues musicians and jazz musicians need it. I mean, jazz was born in a bordello in New Orleans. You know, it's not a college course. It just isn't. It's whorehouse music. I don't get how this has happened exactly, but to be a really good jazz musician, you just have to be willing and able and practice all the time. Any other questions? Yeah.
Out of all the music you've written, do you have any favorites?
I do have a real favorite, but and I would play it for you, but it's a little bit long. I'll play you a snippet if I can find it. Hold on. Let's see. This is a piece I wrote for 72 instruments, and I recorded all the parts myself. There's a saxophone solo that goes over, I won't play right now, but I'll just play a little bit of the piece. When I played it for the record label that did my other album, they said, we're not so interested in that. Yeah?
What is that called?
It's called Bad Dreams. It's Bad Dreams Part 3. Yeah.
How do you approach like learning like a jazz standard that you don't know, like the changes, that kind of
I don't know any jazz standards, so that would be really easy because I've never had a gig where I needed to know a jazz standard. That would be like an old school kind of wedding gig where you know they have a club date band that would come down and play a bunch of songs, but I've never done that. I've always been in bands. I mean, I know how to blow over all the changes for all those tunes because I got all the Aversold records and I just put them on, but I never learned the heads. And I never looked at the charts. I just learned by ear how the chord changes go, and I just play that one. And I've got hundreds of them, and I can play hundreds of different sets of chord changes, but I'm not interested in knowing what they call them. I'm just interested in what it sounds like.
So is that the trial and error that you learn, you know, by ear?
Well, you know, after a while, your ear develops to the point where you can imagine any other set of notes going over the notes that you're hearing. And, you know, one or two passes through it, and you're comfortable with the progression of things, and then you know, it's an ear development thing. Like I said, like you said, listening. You know, it's all about listening. You know, if you develop your listening ability, you can sort out all the intervals and that sort of thing. Jazz musicians don't. A friend of mine, Steve Toure, and he had a trombone player over at his house giving him a private lesson, and they were working on a Wayne Shorter song. He asked Steve. He said, "Steve, I've heard 3 different versions of this song with different chord changes. What's the right one?" And Steve said, "Give me a second." He dials up Wayne Shorter, because they're friends. I said, Wayne, we're learning your tune. I'm sure curious about the changes, and Wayne says, well, I don't know, sometimes Herbie played it this way, and sometimes he played it that way, and sometimes he played it this other way. It was always different, you know. I mean, I played a lot of jazz gigs, and they play this stuff different all the time. It's never the same. I mean, that's the beauty of it. It's an improvisation. And if the chord changes have to change a little bit in order to accommodate the moment, nobody seems to have a problem with that, you know. Lots of, you know, this rigid idea that the chords that are set on the paper have to be the way that you play the song is fine in a school environment, but it's almost non-existent in an actual jazz performance environment. It's much freer than that. People don't attend to that much. Yeah. Let me play you one more thing. I've been working with computer music for quite a while, and I have hundreds of pieces that I've written that I write on my computer at home. You know, somebody asked earlier what kind of setup do I use, and the better question is, you know, what kind of software am I running? This is unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, you know, the future of much music. And I've always been fascinated by computer music, and even before they had adaptable devices to play it. I took courses on it, you know, back in the 80s when you needed a mainframe computer in order to make the music happen. My father was a computer scientist, and I always had an interest in that. So, but I'll play a piece that uses, you know, I'm doing it with Logic Audio, and I'm using, you know, samples that I've created myself for the most part, and other sorts of soft synths and things like that. So any other questions? Yeah.
What has been your favorite part about learning music? Has it been the social connections that you've made, or the practicing, or?
It's like the communication with the listener. You know, it's that back and forth with the listener that I really like. You know, and the communication with the musicians. You know, the experience of playing with other people. I prefer rehearsal over performance oftentimes, and that the musicians have like this collective exchange going on. I had early experiences where these sort of transcendent moments happened, where there was this connecting point between the players, and once you have that, it's hard not to have that. So all I'm looking for in each performance is just like some sort of moment of transcendence, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
When you started playing music, what was your main reason why you started playing music? Was there any particular events?
Everything else felt bad. Music felt good. So it's just one of those things. Yeah. Life was kind of crazy for me, and music just worked. It was like a drug or something. And once I started doing it, I could stop doing it. I was sort of forced into it. It was like a situation where I didn't feel like I had any options. Because if I stopped doing it, I was miserable. So, you know, I recommend, I think that's the only reason you should do it, kind of true. If you can do something else, I would recommend it. Because it's a really ridiculously difficult way to make a living. And if you can't live without it, then there's nothing you can do about it. So. Yeah?
Out of all the people you've played with, who was the funnest or the most to play with?
Oh God, I don't know. It's like it's different moments at different times. You know, it's like I used to have this street band. It was just the most fun thing in the world. It's like there were 5 of us. You know, me and 4 other guys. And we used to play. We had a washboard, an upright bass, a guitar, and a harmonica. We just had so much fun all the time. It was just terrific. Just local people, friends of mine. I mean, you know, everybody always. This is the difficulty. You start having like celebrity names and things like that. And people start thinking that music is about celebrity and about fame and about being the best and about all that. But it's not. It's just about the experience of playing music with one another and trying to find something really significant in that and really real about that. And you can do that with the most limited circumstances and the most limited equipment and everything else. And it happens every day. I mean, every other culture on the planet also has music, and they do it all the time. We seem to do it on special occasions, but they do it every day. The weird thing about us is we play music and we don't get up and dance immediately. Like the other parts of the world, you play music, everybody gets up and dances. You know, went to an interview. There was an interview with Chico Hamilton at Barnes and Nobles in New York that my boss at NYU was doing, and I got to ask the first question when the question and answer period came, and I asked him. I said, Chico, when do people stop dancing at your gigs? Because Chico's in his 80s and he's been playing music. He played music long enough to remember when they danced to bebop gigs. And he said, long pause. That was a terrible time. He just really felt bad that people stopped dancing to his music. So he was still the same musician, the same jazz musician he had always been, but people just stopped going, you know, it happens. I mean, they dance to other stuff now, you know, but, you know, jazz used to be dance music. It used to be popular music that everybody came out and danced to. Now it's this sort of esoteric thing in 11/8 with bars of 13 interspersed and you know, like 16 different kind of chord changes in the same bar. All sorts of crazy stuff, you know. Pretty hard to dance in those meters unless you're Bulgarian or something. Anybody else? All right. Well, you guys have been great. Thank you so much.